what's so crazy is they gonna buy it too, Joe.
Of course they will.
And they gonna buy that. I keep telling black people, I said Kanye is rich. He's a fucking genius. Y'all can't walk around United States being black with that shit on your head unless you got to rob the gas station.
If Kanye had food stamps, black people would buy it for $3,000 a pop.
Not me.
Kanye's an unusual human. You know him?
No.
His brain is firing at a different RPM than everybody else's. It's
Wow.
just
It
going.
is.
Wow.
It's just going. Like he's probably simultaneously thinking about new products, while he's thinking about new songs, while he's thinking about like, he wants to reimagine housing, he wants to build houses, he wants to like develop like communities that are self-reliant communities where they grow their own food and use solar power, and the dude is just constantly going with new ideas, constantly. They're like he's like, you know, there's people whose brains just don't work at the same speed as ours. That's one of those people. And he's just constantly trying to process things. And he was saying that when they tried to get him on medication, they were like, listen, you got to get on medication. Like they tried to calm him down, but the medication made him, he started getting lethargic. Yeah, he got gained a lot of weight.
He looked different. He looks low. He looked unhappy.
Exactly.
And, you know, like, it was a droopiness to his face.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember the black community like, what the fuck is Kanye on?
Yeah.
Wow.
You know,
some medication.
but then when he got off of it, he came alive.
Yeah.
I don't know why he put the stocking cap on his head, but I guarantee it's going to have Yeezy across the top, and you're going to see a whole bunch of people with ski masks on, and there's going to be a lot of niggas in jail.
Well, in this day and age where everybody has to wear a mask, that's the solution in his mind.
That ain't the solution for us, Joe.
Did you see Kim was wearing one too?
Yeah.
She was?
Yeah, she wore one too. She
Oh,
wore the
wow.
whole deal. Her kids are like, what the fuck are you wearing, mommy?
Wow.
What is this?
You'll pay $3,000 for your makeup, and then you got on a ski cap.
I wonder how many people are going to wear those bear hunting suits around that.
Oh, people gonna buy it. People gonna buy
They
it.
gonna buy
If
it.
he makes them, they'll buy them.
Well, when you like an artist, you buy them. Look, I'm not even Beyonce's size, but I find myself waiting on the Ivy Park shoe. I can't wear shit with Beyonce shoes she dropped. But I find myself waiting on Ivy Park to drop some shit. You hear me? I have 4 phones and a laptop going. I gotta get me a pair of Ivy Park shoes.
When Kanye came on the podcast, before he came on, there was one point in time where he wanted to redesign my studio. He's like, I want to redesign a studio. I want to do it somewhere else. We're going to redesign it. I was like, okay. But then Jamie got COVID. Jamie was not there for the Kanye interview, unfortunately. So we had to look, man, we just lost our producer. We're going to do it in our studio. So he did it in here, in our old studio. But he did not like it. He did not like the aesthetics of the old studio. Like his mind was always thinking about design. And when he told me this, I was like, okay. And so then all of a sudden we're on FaceTime. He starts showing me sketches that he already has of the new studio that he wants to design. He's making a studio like a womb, like this big crazy studio. He had these wild ideas. Like his brain is on. It's like he's on jet fuel, just constantly going.
Wow.
That's why he can do all the shit that he does. It's not a normal mind.
He had 2 listening parties. Did he drop the album yet?
I don't think so.
He still ain't dropped the album. People, what the fuck, Kanye? It's like crack to him now.
Yeah, but that's what he does. He gets everybody excited about things. He's a fucking genius.
Yeah.
Watch the entire episode for free, only on Spotify.
commitment to you is delivering the world's most advanced PC. Our passion for chasing performance and improvement is what motivates us. We achieve this with...
Brandon in Arizona thinks this is all a waste of time. Welcome, Brandon.
Yeah, hey Matt, how are you?
Evidently, I'm mean and mad, but...
Yeah, oh, you know, I'll be surprised if I make it through this call without getting hung up on, so anyhow, that's, you know, I just want to ask, don't you have a little bit of a problem with, you know, science can tell us what happened hundreds of thousands of years ago, millions of years ago, billions of years ago, but we're having a real problem with what happened 2,000 years ago with this guy, Jesus.
Yeah, I do have a problem with that, and it seems to me that I'm the only one on the side of this that's between me and the theists who's being reasonable, because if in fact there was a God, then that God could have guaranteed that we had no issue with this, what supposedly happened 2,000 years ago, right?
Here's the problem, though, is that, you know, even if you present evidence, because the best analogy I've thought of is that it's like atheists or non-believers want to put on rose-colored glasses that there's no such thing as hell and God's not going to punish anybody and this and that. And then they come, you know, it's like I own a lamp store and they come and say, I want a yellow lamp. Okay, so here you go. Here's a yellow lamp. No, that's orange.
So Brandon,
Okay.
that's really cute, but it's only, you need to show me what those rose-colored glasses are. You don't just get to assert that I'm missing something. You have to present the actual evidence. So if I came into your store, you could say, this here's a...
Bro, like my favorite little wing spot, they don't sell like bone-in wings like that no more because they say the market price is too high and they would have to charge their customers too much. So they only sell wing bites, which is just like chopped up chicken breast or whatever. If I want a fucking chicken wing, god damn it. And they say there's a chicken shortage due to COVID or some shit. A COVID-related chicken shortage. That dang COVID.
Yellow lamp, and I'd say, no, that's orange, and you'd say, take off those rose-colored glasses, and I would take them off and say, you're correct. So your analogy falls apart. Why is it that God can't demonstrate the truth of his existence?
Okay, well, you know, you've hung up on me before for trying to tell you, you know, God's here on earth in the form of a Bible, the Word of God. But
So, Brandon, you can say that, but you have to prove that it's the Word of God. You don't just get to assume it's the Word of God.
But this is where, you know, okay, so now if I present you the evidence that, hey, you know, Jesus fulfilled all of these prophecies in books of the Bible that were written hundreds and even, you know, over 1,000 years when he was even born. And
none of these prophecies that you're going to point to.
All you see is this orange lamp.
No, sir. You're looking at these prophecies, and some of which aren't even prophecies. You have no idea who wrote them, when they wrote them, and nothing about them is specific to a time, date, place, or event. It is all vague messages. It's like looking at Nostradamus's quatrains and saying, this one predicts World War I. Well, you're looking at it after the fact and reading something into it. You do realize that Jews, who are the keepers and founders of their messianic prophecy, don't accept that Jesus fulfilled messianic prophecy, right?
But you realize they're fulfilling prophecy by doing that, and also the problem that, you know, now hold on, because they know.
Talk about your rose-colored glasses. You have prophecy-colored glasses. You see this shit everywhere you turn. Are you going to present any evidence, or are you just going to make up more excuses?
Well, do you want me to pull out Bible verses that show you that?
No, because Bible verses can't prove anything.
What was that?
Bible verses aren't going to prove anything. You need evidence.
You don't believe that it's true. There's our
Correct. I do not believe that the Bible is true, and you cannot. No, Brandon, listen to me. I do not believe the Bible is true. You cannot prove the Bible by pointing to the Bible. You have to prove the Bible by pointing to things outside of the Bible.
Of course, and I try to do that with you with the prophecy in the book of Daniel, where you can go outside of the Bible,
Brandon,
prove the day of the origins. See, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Saying, I mean, it gives you an exact date. It's giving you here's your yellow.
No, it does not. You, sir, are lying your ass off if you say that the book of Daniel is a prophecy with an exact. Give me the verse Give me the verse in Daniel right now that gives an exact date of a prophecy that came to pass.
Daniel chapter 9. Let me go to the exact verse. I believe is I think 12. Where the angel Gabriel comes and tells Daniel in exactly 483 years from the day that the decree is made to rebuild Jerusalem, not the wall, Jerusalem, that, from that, exactly from that day, exactly 483 years, the Messiah, whoever this person is going to be, we don't know his name yet, but whoever this person is going to be is going to come through the gates of Jerusalem on an ass, pulling a colt, in this humble form for a reason. A lot of people don't understand the miracles.
The word ass does not appear in Daniel chapter 9. So I tell you what, Brandon, I let you do this. You couldn't present a verse, and even if a verse said in 412 years from X point, how do you identify when that point is, and how do you identify what things it's actually fulfilled in? That's not the same thing as giving any.
Yo, happy Friday. What up, bro? So I'll show y'all a post I did on Facebook yesterday. So I posted this. So why did God need a woman to create Jesus, but he didn't need one to create Adam? That's it. I'm gonna drop the mic. Why Jesus had to come through a woman, but Adam didn't have to come through a woman. He just made Adam. And so this is my homeboy, Tyler Reed. He always posts this like pro-black, Egyptian, atheist type stuff. And so I didn't even make this post. You can clearly see I shared this post from someone else's page. So I shared the post, and then these are the comments that came. Yo, these are all the comments on one fucking post, bro. I struck a nerve with somebody. And then the last post. Woo! Yeah, that's a lot, nigga. Yo, but too many people trying to come at me. Like, so I'm up here, I'm trying to debate all these motherfucking Christians and this shit. Yo, I had one person in particular, yo, heated. I'm like, yo, you don't even know your Bible, man. People from afar can't tell which one the idiot is. Yo. But the shit went in deep, and then went from that to, is Jesus real? Was Jesus a real person? Is Adam and Eve black? And then one of my favorite things to talk about is like the tree. Well, the multiple trees in the Garden of Eden. And somehow I mentioned that shit, and somebody's like, "Oh, there was only one tree in the garden." I'm like, "Nah, it was two." Well, two specific trees that you were told not to touch. They're like, "Nah, it was just one." I'm like, "All right, yo, I can see you don't even read your own book. You don't even know the story. It's clearly two trees, man." So I had to pull out my Bible and take pictures, so they know I ain't pulling this shit off the internet nowhere. Man, I took a picture from my Bible. Read the verse. What does it say? And that's why I try to tell people, man. Y'all, everybody want to interpret the fucking Bible. Everybody want, man. I don't interpret my history book. I don't interpret my comic books. I don't interpret the motherfucking newspaper. I read that shit word for word and gather the understanding of it word for word. Motherfuckers want to read the words in the Bible and then say, "Oh, but what it meant was, it wasn't a fruit. It was a sexual act." Where does it say that? It doesn't say that. It does not say that. It says, "Don't eat the fruit of the tree." Now, they didn't specifically say what kind of fruit of what tree, but it definitely didn't say, "Oh, it was a sexual act." And then somebody said God straight lied to the first human, saying, "Oh, if you eat this fruit, you will surely die." And the serpent said, "Oh, you will not die." And then somebody's like, "Oh, it was a spiritual death. It was not a death of the flesh, but it was a spiritual." It does not say that. It doesn't say that. Why do you have to interpret and add words and switch words around? Read the fucking book for what it says and take it for what it says and try to understand the stories as they're told, with the words they're using, not your words, or not how you want to hear, or not what you think it's trying to say, or what it should have said. Because it says genocide, rape, murder, slavery, and fuck gay people, and burn witches. That's what it says. But you don't, but God didn't mean it like that. And really what God was trying to say, oh, so you know the mind of God. Now you understand the mind of God, and you can tell me what God was trying to say. No. What it says is, you can partake of all the fruits and vegetables that are good to you, basically. You know what I'm saying? And that's something else that the Bible says nobody really should eat meat. Because God said, name the animals and eat the fruits and vegetables. Name the animals, eat the fruits and vegetables that are good for you. And the motherfucker ain't never say kill the animals and eat the animals, but hey, we do that anyway. But anyway, he said, except from this tree, and if you eat from this tree, you shall surely die. But they ate from the tree anyway. And then we come to find out that by them eating this fruit, they have become enlightened. They have become aware. They have a understanding. They acquire the ability to differentiate good and evil, because they ate the tree. They ate from the fruit of the tree of knowledge of good and evil. So they've acquired this knowledge, this greater understanding. And that scared God so much that God said, they think like us, plural, whatever that means. And he said, let us put them out or they may partake of the tree of life and live till time indefinite, or live forever. So the guys said, oh shit, they ate from that fruit. Oh, now they smart. Well, get them the fuck out of here, because if they eat from this other tree, then they'll live forever. Then they'll be smart and they can live forever. And there's no telling what'll happen then. So we got to get them out of here before they eat from the tree of life. There were 2 specific trees, but God was able to stop them before they got to the second tree. And he put them out the garden and put cherubs with spinning swords of fire. But you're God. I mean, so why you need swords and fire and all? I don't understand, man. It's so weird. And they became ashamed because they knew themselves. And Eve fashioned clothes out of fig leaves to cover up their private parts. And God asked, who told you that you were naked? The woman. I called for you and you did not answer. But you're God, you should know where I'm at anyway. Why are you calling for me? He told them exactly what would happen. You will not die, but you will become like gods. The serpent told them the truth. Eat that shit, man. That shit gonna make you smart, nigga. You ain't wanna think like the gods, man. They got your brain trapped, man. You locked in a box. Open up your mind, man. Expand your mind. Raise your consciousness. Eat that shit, man. You will think better. And that's what happened. They ate that shit. They was like, oh shit. Oh shit, I'm naked. Oh, what the fuck? Oh, why didn't he tell them? I don't know. Maybe the trees were close to each other, and that was just the first one. Cause I wish the motherfuckers would have ate from the tree. Well, I don't know. What if we got the life without the knowledge? Then we'll live for a long time, but we dumb as shit. Not knowing nothing. We probably be still in the Stone Age or some shit. You know what I'm saying? But we got the knowledge, but now we only live for 75, maybe 100 if you push it real hard, 110, 12, to the real extreme. If you go all the way to the far extremes, maybe 115, 120. I think there's one documented person who's lived to be 121 years old or something like that. But that's pushing it as far as you can go. You lucky if you get 75, 80 years. And that's because we smart as fuck, though. We smart, but we can't live that long. That pill. I love the creation story. I love the story of Genesis. It's the first book in the Bible. It's the origin. It's everything stems from that. And the funny thing about it, they say Moses wrote Genesis, but he writes his death. In Genesis, you can read when Moses dies, but how are you writing this shit if you died?
and Moses lived to be X amount of years, and then he died. But what? Travis lived to be 41 years old, and his son lived to be 53. But how am I writing that shit if I only live like? Somebody don't make sense. I'm just saying, man. You can't die in the story you writing. Make it make sense somehow. You can't die in the story you writing, man.
Date, especially when dating systems change. What a year is change.
Check this out. So now, this is 200 years before.
No, I'm not going to check this out. See, when I make a point that counters your point, you can just say, okay, now check this out. Because when you say okay, that means you're agreeing with me.
I'm trying to prove that you can look in outside sources other than the Bible to prove these episodes, this situation actually occurred. This is something that really
What situation?
So now,
what situation?
Artaxerxes. Okay, 200 years after Daniel gets the prophecy.
No, Brandon. Why are you doing this? Answer the question that you've been asked. Brandon, what passage are we looking at, and what are we talking about?
Okay, let me go to Daniel chapter 9 real quick. I'll pull out my Bible. Yeah, I figured you were going to, I don't accept the Bible, so we can just take that off the table. So that's where, let me get the actual verse, Daniel chapter 9. It makes it crystal clear for sources, an exact date. So, this is where I'm saying this is the yellow lamp. But no matter what, you're going to see orange. Because you have a different worldview. So for either...
Well, I have a different definition of what exact date means.
This is, okay, it says, so you can look up the day that Artaxerxes made the decree for for Jerusalem to be rebuilt. And then you can also look outside Bible for the date of what's the origins of Palm Sunday. Palm Sunday celebrates the day that Jesus actually came through the gates of Jerusalem, when by a Jewish for 360 years.
Brandon.
I was almost there.
No, you weren't almost there. You told me you were opening up to Daniel 9 to read me the verse that gives an exact date. Are you going to do that or not?
Yes.
Do it now.
I am. All right.
Too late.
I'm trying.
I don't know if our friend Brandon knows that the book of Daniel is from at least 200 years after it purports to have been written. You know that date.
Yeah. This is the thing. There isn't a verse there that gives an exact date. What there is about 77s and what's going to happen. And so you can do some math, and you have to do some conversions with regard to the dating method that was in use at the time by the Israelites, and then move forward. And what you get is something that approximates from the time that until the time that the temple was rebuilt in 70 AD. One of either that or the Jesus thing. The point is that there's nothing specific in here that says on this date this will happen. It's all about interpretation. And so Brandon wants to say that I myself and every atheist evidently has rose-colored glasses prevent us from seeing this, when I would argue that he's got the rose-colored glasses on that enable him to see it.
And most Christians don't believe it either, so.
This entrepreneur brand logo was done by a top freelancer on Fiverr. Is simply wow. Those style.
George in Arizona wants to talk about whether or not the resurrection could have happened. Welcome, George.
Hi, how are you?
Good. Pretty good.
Hello?
Yeah, yes. We can hear you. You wanted to talk about whether or not the resurrection is possible?
Yeah, so first I just want to kind of introduce myself. I'm 15 years old. I don't know if that's relevant, but that's all I just kind of wanted to bring up for some reason. And I find it pretty cool to let's see, so I was going to ask, do you agree that Jesus existed?
I don't have any problem with the notion that he did, but that doesn't mean that I'm convinced it's a done deal that he existed. It's really hard to figure out. We talked about this kind of recently. It depends on what you mean by Jesus. Like, if you list all the things that are attributed to Jesus' life, there's pretty much none of them that we can verify. And so when some of those things include miraculous events that seem heroic and beyond what one could expect to find in reality, then it could be that we're just talking about kind of like a fictional creation. But let's just say that if you take away the miracle things and you just want to say that there was an itinerant rabbi, Yeshua ben Joseph, who possibly existed in first century Judea, I'm okay with that as a starting point.
There were probably 30 of them, by the way.
Yeah.
What about crucifixion? Do you agree he was crucified?
No, I don't have. This is a claim, but I'll go ahead and grant, for the sake of this discussion, that there was someone who was killed by crucifixion that you're referencing.
So is Christ's crucifixion at the?
No, it's not.
Even
no. So George, I'm sorry, but it's simply not a verifiable fact that Jesus either existed or was crucified. That's not a verifiable fact. It is something that is accepted, generally speaking, by historians, Christian and otherwise, but it's not something that we can demonstrate is actually true.
Okay, so Jared Ludeman and Dr. Bart Ehrman all agree, atheist scholars say that Jesus did in fact crucify. What happened to him?
George.
Wait, hold on, I didn't get to finish.
No, I know you didn't get to finish because you're not listening. As of the two of us, which one of us knows Bart Ehrman?
Can you just please let me finish?
No. Of the two of us, which one of us knows Bart Ehrman?
I don't know Bart Ehrman, do you?
Yes, I do.
Yes.
I've moderated a debate with Bart. Here's the thing. Instead of citing what somebody says, because Bart Ehrman and I have talked about this, and I've been there when he's done debate on the historist thing, he thinks Jesus was historical. The fact that there are people who can disagree on this, there's no evidence that Bart or anyone else can point to say, here you go, here's exactly how we know that Jesus existed and was crucified. But if you'd have listened to me, George, and I'm giving every possible benefit of the doubt, I said that I'm fine with the notion that Jesus existed. I said I'm fine for the sake of this discussion with knowing that he was crucified. All I'm saying is that you have no way to demonstrate that actually happened. But I did note that historians, both Christian and non-Christian, generally accept that this is what likely happened. Why is that a problem for you?
Okay, I agree with that. But do you agree with that he was crucified?
No. I agree that most... George, stop.
Okay. Let me see what...
George, stop. George, stop. Because you don't just move on. I want to make sure we're on the same page, otherwise it becomes a waste of time. I am fine with the notion that most historians accept that Jesus existed and was crucified. Then you asked me if I personally think that Jesus was crucified, and I am not convinced that he was crucified or that he existed, but I'm fine with the notion. I want to make sure we understand that.
We do now, okay.
Okay, what's the question?
What would convince you that he was crucified?
Evidence.
Okay, so all the sources, most of the sources that say Jesus did live are the same sources that say he was crucified. So what sources do you get that Jesus was alive that you believe that? What are your sources for him being alive?
Boy, you're just not listening, George. I told you I neither believe that Jesus was alive nor that he was crucified because there isn't sufficient evidence for it, but I am fine with the notion that historians accept those things, and I'm fine with accepting them for the sake of argument. Don't tell me that you've listened to me if you then turn around and demonstrate that you did not listen to me.
Why are you mad?
What is your question?
My question was, so you don't have a problem with them believing that Jesus existed. Is that what you're saying?
I don't know why you keep paraphrasing this. I personally am not convinced, but I am aware that most historians are convinced.
Okay. So you're on that. So you want evidence. What evidence is convincing to you?
Of what? What's the claim?
Of Jesus being crucified. What evidence would convince you?
Show me some actual record that shows that the specific person you're talking about was recorded historically as having been executed by crucifixion.
Okay, the Gospel of Matthew.
Oh, so those aren't historical documents. They're not eyewitness accounts, and we have no idea who wrote them. You can't use anonymous sources that were written decades after the facts. That's not how we do things.
Prove that they were anonymous. Prove that they were anonymous.
Okay.
George, you're aware that we legitimately don't know who wrote those books, and we also know that they were written 30 to 40 years after.
Stop. George, do you know what this is I'm holding in my hand?
A cheap hotel. Book an expensive hotel for cheap on Hotwire. This is a solid pool. This is like...
You're holding you're gonna quote the Bible. I'm pretty sure you're gonna quote the Bible that says the same thing. But there's atheist scholars who also say that Jesus and the Gospels do bear record of Matthew. For example,
George, if you would shut the fuck up, you little runt, and listen to me and stop presuming what I'm gonna say. What I asked you was, what am I holding in my hand? A Bible, right?
Yes, that's what I just.
Do you know what it says in this Bible right here, the beginning of the book of Matthew?
That Matthew was anonymous.
Correct. Now, if Bibles and Christian scholars show it's not the Bible that says Matthew is anonymous, because that section at the beginning of the book of Matthew is not part of the Bible. That's commentary from Christian scholars. If you go out to any Christian scholar source, earlychristianwritings.com, hell, Wikipedia, the authorship of Matthew is unknown.
So is that why you believe that it's anonymous?
That's what anonymous means.
What the fuck
George.
do you? Oh my God!
Exactly. Is that why you believe it was written anonymously? Because all the scholars agree.
Yes. No, hang on, George. When you say it wasn't, I'm not saying it was George. Stop, George. Well, I'll retract the runt thing. That was me. But you need to listen and stop pretending that you're listening, because you keep coming back to paraphrasing. It wasn't written anonymously. The point is, it is anonymous now. We do not know who the author of Matthew, Mark, Luke, or John.
Okay. That's your claim?
That's a fact.
Even your own scholars believe that or know that.
And your own scholars know that Jesus exists and he was crucified. Vice versa.
George, let me explain a logical fallacy to you, okay? If I say the sky is blue, and I say I have angels living in my ass, I've now said two things. Does that mean they're both true?
The sky is blue and no. Well, that's two different stories.
Correct. And George, stop. It's also two different stories about whether or not a book has a known author and whether or not the subject actually existed. Those are two separate facts. You are committing a fallacy that because I'm willing to accept an historical source on one point, that I should then accept that historical source on other points. And that is a fallacy. That is not a sound argument.
Okay. So what evidence do scholars use to prove that the Gospels are anonymous? What evidence do they have for that?
The fact that there are no copies that are signed autographs. None.
So they don't have their names on it because they don't have their names on it? Is that what you're kind of saying?
George, you realize that these things were written and that quite often people signed them, like the letters from Paul were signed by Paul, and we can tell which letters were actually written by Paul and which ones were forgeries, and that when it comes to the Gospels of Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, we have no copies that bear the name of an author. That's what anonymous means.
Okay. So I see the manuscript. So Gospel according to Matthew.
No, sir, you don't see a manuscript. There's no manuscripts for these.
Okay, there's no manuscript. Papyrus 4 is not a manuscript for the Gospel according to Matthew.
Manuscript applies to the original. What you are seeing is copies of translations of copies, but there is no signed copy of any of the Gospels.
Okay, what I'm saying though that the manuscript, most of the manuscripts say according to Matthew or Gospel according to Matthew.
Yes, but that's what. Okay, you need to go do some research, George, because I don't have time to teach you everything that you don't know about this subject. But Christian scholars, including, this is why I pulled up the Bible at the beginning of part of this. It's actually written in the Bible by Christian scholars to say that we do not have autographs, we do not have manuscripts, we don't know who wrote it, and that it is church tradition to attribute this gospel to Matthew, this gospel to Mark, this gospel to Luke, this gospel to John. But what we know is they weren't written by Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John.
So just because they don't say who wrote it, that doesn't mean we can't find out who we know. That's just like saying if I put "hi" on the trash can and I don't know, and we don't know who wrote it, and I don't say who wrote.
Correct, George. Prove that they were written by the people whose names are on there. You will get a Nobel fucking Prize, and you will be lauded as the greatest Christian scholar of all time, because the people who spent their lives trying to do exactly that have failed to do it. So stop pretending that you're on some firmer ground than the scholars you'd like to quote.
Have you read Bart Ehrman yet? Have you actually read any of his books?
I'll answer that question after I make a question about that.
No, actually, you won't. You'll answer Dr. Ray's question, or you don't get to talk anymore.
I was talking first, though. That's not fair.
Oh, it's not fair. Goodbye.
Okay, but whatever. No, I haven't read it.
Okay. That's
now, what was your question?
Okay. Thank you. So, basically, I was gonna ask on the so basically the manuscript stuff. You're saying that scholars say that, but I'm looking at the manuscripts and they say that according to Matthew, Papyrus 4, all these manuscripts.
I just explained this.
According to Matthew.
I just explained this.
Finish the point.
No, you don't, because you're not listening, George. That's the problem. You're going after something that I already explained to you.
Okay. So, with all these manuscripts agreeing on according to Matthew, we can be sure that's the original set of Matthew.
George, according to Matthew was not in the original. That is something that exists in those scripts. I'm sorry that you haven't bothered to do your homework. Maybe you'd go start doing that.
But if we don't have the original, then how are we always supposed to say without comparing the manuscript?
Because I don't write a letter to someone and say, according to Matthew. That's added by someone after. I don't write letters that say, according to Matthew. Nobody does. That's not the way shit works. I'm sorry that this is difficult, but there are answers to this. You are called in to Quiz an Atheist show when the answers to your questions, which you would benefit from greatly, even as a believer, to go study what the Christian scholars have said, because I'm not the one who's sitting here disagreeing with Christian scholars. You are.
Okay, so you shouldn't be disagreeing with your atheist scholars about Jesus or the crucifixion at all either then.
And that's a fallacy, as I explained to you about 5 minutes ago. The fact that some scholar says one thing doesn't mean that they're right about a different thing.
Virtually every scholar says so. What? So that means if you don't believe it, you can't. You do not have the right, or you can do it. So I'm saying you should. If you do not know for sure if it doesn't exist, you can't say it doesn't exist.
I didn't say it doesn't exist, George. Now you're making another mistake. You're so tied up in knots and so desperate to show that we're somehow being unreasonable that you're the one who's being unreasonable at every turn. It is a fallacy to say that because you accepted an historical authority on one subject that you should accept them on others. It is a fallacy on your part to suggest that if I can't disprove it, that therefore I shouldn't believe it, or I don't have a reason to not believe it. These are all logical fallacies. I am not convinced that God exists. I am not convinced that the Bible is true. I'm not convinced that Jesus existed. And the historians that I'm pointing to, there are scholars about language who are looking at this to say, was this written by Matthew? Was this written in this time frame? Those scholars are not the same as the ones that are determining whether or not Jesus existed as an historical figure. It is a tenet, essentially, of historical protocols that if someone is written about as if they actually existed, that we just by default assume they existed. The problem is that while that works for most people, it doesn't work for mythical figures, which is why you have the George Washington and the cherry tree story. It's why you have stories about Paul Bunyan and King Arthur that aren't true, even though these people are spoken about as if they were real people. Not a problem for me to say I'm willing to accept that this book that we don't know the author to, because that's a fact that is within the realm of literature historian, and yet I'm not willing to believe that the character in the literature is someone who actually existed, because that's no longer literature historian, that is something else.
Okay, so with all that in mind, so since I'm not saying you, I'm saying so since majority of scholars and historians agree that Jesus exists, what sources do they use to prove that? Because they must be getting this belief based on some type of sources. So what sources do you know that Bart Ehrman uses?
George, you didn't listen to me again. I literally just, the couple of sentences right before you asked that question, answer that question. It is essentially a tenet of historical process that if someone is spoken about as having been an actual person, that you begin by assuming that they're an actual person. You're asking me, what evidence do they have that he was a real person? I'm telling you, they don't have any. This is a default assumption that because someone was written about as if they were a real person, that we give them the benefit of the doubt and that person just existed. I answered your question literally a moment before you asked it, and you're not listening, George, and that's why you're making a mess.
You say that to everybody or just me, though?
Sorry, what?
Like, I'm serious. You say that to everybody. I'm not even kidding. Like you're always saying that to every single person. This is what Dillahunty dodge.
George, I answered your question a moment before you asked it. Do you know how silly you look suggesting that I dodged your question when I answered it right before you asked it?
I'm not saying you dodged it. I'm saying, though, you do this to everybody. You always call somebody not listening. You tell everybody that that's not a...
George, if I answered your question before you asked it, and you immediately asked the question that I had just answered, and you've done it multiple times, what difference does it make if I pointed that out to other people? The fact is, you are doing it.
I am? I'm dodging your question?
You're not listening.
Okay. I'll let you explain your point, and then I'm gonna listen. And then when I have a question, if I don't get it right, then I won't talk no more. If I'm not listening, you can.
Oh, are we making deals? Here's the thing, George. You weren't listening, because what would you say if you over the course of 3 sentences explained something to someone, and then they immediately asked you the question that was answered by what you had just said? What would you say?
I don't know. I haven't been in a situation like that. But on top of that, though, it's the same. It's kind of weird how the church fathers and the church fathers attributed the Gospel of Matthew to Matthew, and then the Gospel of Matthew talks about money more than any other gospel, because Matthew was a tax collector. So I think it's kind of weird to say Matthew did not write the Gospel of Matthew.
Well, then you need to take it up with the actual scholars who say that the Gospel of Matthew is anonymous and almost certainly wasn't written by Matthew the tax collector. You need to take that up with Christian scholars. And in order to do that, you're going to have to come up with more than just your suspicion. You need evidence.
Okay.
George, there's a lot to learn here. You're 15, and you can get out there and start doing some really interesting research. When I was about your age, I started learning about the Synoptic Gospels, and I had no clue about what that meant until I got in and researched it. I'm not going to explain to you what it is now, but let's just say...
Good.
So what I'm going to suggest is to get... It sounds to me like you've read a lot of Christian apologists. So there's more to this world than what Christians say. There's more than what Muslims say or Hindus say. So you need to start thinking about how you're going to do your research and then, come back and share some of your research. Because I'm guaranteeing some of the things you're saying now are so well known, and yet you're disputing them. They're like been around for 100 years. We've known none of these things were written by the people whose names are right on those gospels.
And in keeping with everything, not only would I retract it, but I would like to publicly apologize for calling you a little runt. That was me getting irritated at the fact that you weren't fucking listening, which you repeatedly proved.
Okay, you don't need to. Why do you need to cuss after saying sorry though? What's the point of getting mad after saying sorry if you're just gonna?
What's wrong with cussing after I say sorry, before I say sorry, or whenever the fuck I want?
Ignore the effing. Ignore the fucking effing, and just why do you have to get? What's the point of getting mad?
I'm not mad. What do you think I'm mad just because I used the word fuck?
Everybody said you're mad.
Okay, does that make it true? Because what is your objection to me saying fuck?
Look at you.
I didn't yell at you.
It didn't really work.
You're objecting to me using the word fuck, and I'd like to know why.
You were yelling at Anthony. I remember. You didn't mean it.
Okay. Oh, I'm being mean? Okay. Why won't you answer the question about what's wrong with using the word fuck?
Okay, but I just find wrong with it. It's not that I usually found it wrong. It's just that usually when somebody says a cuss word and then start yelling like that, it kind of shows they're mad. That's your answer right there.
Okay, I'm trying to get you to set aside your baggage that's allowing you to bias things and actually ask you. You said, why did I say fuck after apologizing? Why wouldn't I?
Okay, that's why I just answered you. You're not.
No, you didn't. You said that usually people interpret that as mad. I'm asking you, why would I not say the word fuck after apologizing?
I'm just asking, because when I answer your question is that it's kind of weird.
George, you're not going to answer my question. That's very clear, so we're going to move on.
Matt never gets old, yo. I can listen to that dude for hours.
Thinking about going solar, but not sure whether it's worth it for your home? Well, before you get quotes, there are 3 things you need to know about going solar. And
should we start with the hooker? Let's do it. Let's start with the hooker. Because the adults are back in charge, you see. Everything was going terribly under Trump, and the economy was great, and our geopolitics had settled down, and American confidence was growing again, and manufacturing was great, and wages were up, and inflation was down. But then the adults got back in charge, and now Hunter Biden has lost another laptop. This is a pretty crazy story. So it just came out. It's a video of Hunter Biden speaking to one of his hookers. For some reason, he videotapes all of his crimes. And so this video has come out. This was from a few years ago. And he is complaining that some Russian drug dealers stole a 3rd laptop of his filled with a compromat, and he doesn't know where it is. Take a listen.
What does the computer have to do? They have videos of me doing this. They have videos of me doing crazy sex.
So they've got videos of me doing crazy ethics.
How long ago did this happen? You said before you met Super. Yeah. So it would have been out already today. No. Yeah, that's not.
So it wouldn't be because my dad is running for president. Sort of in a lot
and then have some too. He also knows that I make like $1 gazillion.
He also knows that I make like $1 gazillion. They try to blackmail you. Yes. So here we go. Everything that was reported in the New York Post before the election, that the liberal establishment, the politicians at big tech and the media told us was not true. Not only is it all true, as we always knew, but we now have video of Hunter Biden admitting that it's all true in one conversation with a hooker. So he's actually showing you that it's all true while he's saying it's all true. This is the 3rd laptop that's gone missing. Thank goodness that the adults are back in charge. I would recommend to Hunter that he stop recording himself committing all of these crimes. But this is a very big problem, because if Don Jr. blew his nose the wrong way, it was a international news story and it was the disgrace to the United States. But Hunter Biden, you don't hear anything about this. He's admitting that he makes $1 gazillion. How's he making $1 gazillion? He doesn't have any skills and he doesn't work. So he's obviously making $1 gazillion by selling his father's name and trading on his father's influence in the U.S. government. Are they going to blackmail him? He's admitting that they're going to blackmail him. Who is it? It's the Russians. We were told for the entire Trump administration that he was compromised by the Russians. It turns out, actually, it's the Bidens who are compromised by the Russians. And where is this now? We're not hearing anything about it. When you tried to not only post this on social media during the election, but even privately message it, you were not permitted to do that. This is being completely suppressed by the establishment. Well, what does it mean? What does it mean? What is being done right now because of this blackmail? I'm glad you love that clip. I love that clip too. You know what you'll love even more? The Michael Knowles Show podcast, which you can get at Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Google Play, wherever you get your podcasts. Go there right now. Oh, good. And subscribe and leave a 5-star review. Very much appreciate it. We'll see you next time.
You see this little gadget hand right here? Well, I'm going to show you something right now. Some people are concerned that they might lose contact with their friends and family in an emergency.
We all know Joe Biden is corrupt. We all know that his corruption involves his son, Hunter Biden. We know that Hunter and very possibly Joe were involved in Ukraine and China and other places around the world. We know that a lot of this has come to light because of Hunter Biden's laptop. Beyond that, the issue gets a little bit confusing. It helps to go back to the very beginning of this sordid tale of corruption. Try to put pieces together into a timeline, because when you see the timeline clearly, it looks so much worse than all of the rumors that are floating around right now. In 2014, during the Obama administration, Joe Biden is vice president, and he meets with his son Hunter Biden's business partner, Devon Archer, at the White House. 5 days later, Joe Biden visits Ukraine. He is described in Ukraine as the administration's point person on all Ukrainian issues. That was 5 days later. The day after that, Devon Archer joins the board of Burisma. Burisma is a notoriously, infamously corrupt Ukrainian energy company. Now, 6 days after that, British officials seize the assets of Burisma's owner, because Burisma's corruption does not just involve Ukraine, it involves the entire international community. This is a notorious organization. 2 weeks after that, Hunter Biden also joins the board of Burisma. What a coincidence. These two business partners from America who have absolutely no experience in energy, no experience in Ukraine, don't speak the language, have no business being there, somehow join the board. Wonder why. All of this after White House meeting between Archer and Joe Biden. Devon Archer and Hunter Biden would be paid millions of dollars by Burisma over the next several years. Now, around the same time, the U.S. government approved the sale of U.S. military technology to a Chinese company that has ties to the Chinese government. Most Chinese companies have ties to the Chinese government, some more so than others, and this one in particular. One of the companies that was involved in that transaction is a company called Rosemont Seneca Partners. Who owned Rosemont Seneca Partners? You guessed it, Hunter Biden. There he is again. He must be a business genius. It wasn't just Hunter Biden who owned Rosemont Seneca Partners. It was also John Kerry's stepson. Now, there's a lot of strange coincidences here between the government and these business entities and crooked deals going around overseas. Joe Biden, Vice President, and John Kerry, Secretary of State in the Obama administration, both involved in a major, major deal overseas that involves the sale of U.S. military technology, ultimately to the Chinese government. Emails now reveal that the Obama administration knew about Hunter Biden's involvement and ignored the conflict of interests. U.S. officials in Ukraine, U.S. officials at the State Department repeatedly raised concerns to the administration. They said, this is not a good look. This is going to come back and bite us. How can we clean up corruption in Ukraine when you've got the vice president's son on the board of one of the most corrupt companies in Ukraine? What did the administration do? The administration continually ignored all of these complaints, all of these concerns. John Kerry and Joe Biden both lied and said that they had no knowledge of their family's involvement in the crooked deals. We now, in fact, know that they knew very well of their son's involvement in these issues. Also during this time, Hunter Biden received $3.5 million wire transfer from the wife of the former mayor of Moscow. Totally normal, right? Run of the mill. Certainly, Hunter Biden has some expertise in Russian affairs, right? Certainly Hunter Biden speaks the Russian language. Certainly Hunter Biden has any credential to his name whatsoever, right? Wrong. Very strange. Gets a $3.5 million wire transfer from one of the richest women in Russia. Hunter Biden also opened a bank account with a Chinese oligarch to fund a global spending spree with his corrupt uncle, Jim Biden. He received millions of dollars in cash flow from other corrupt Chinese figures. At this point, you say, okay, Hunter Biden and Jim Biden, they don't sound like great guys. But how does this relate to Joe? Well, while Joe was the Obama administration's point man in Ukraine, Joe Biden pressured the Ukrainian government to fire a prosecutor who had been investigating corruption at Burisma. You don't need to take my word for this. Joe Biden actually bragged about his role in the firing at the Council on Foreign Relations in January of 2018. Joe Biden threatened to withhold $1 billion in military aid from Ukraine while Ukraine was at war with Russia if the then Ukrainian President Petro Poroshenko did not fire this prosecutor, the prosecutor who was investigating the crooked company that Joe Biden's son served on the board of. Joe said, if the prosecutor is not fired, you're not getting the money. Well, son of a bitch, he got fired. Those are Joe's own words from Council on Foreign Relations. Joe Biden and his supporters have tried to spin this admission. They tried to say, oh, that was completely unrelated to investigations into Burisma. That was simply because we were trying to get out corruption in Ukraine. And actually, that prosecutor was corrupt. Even though the prosecutor was investigating the corruption of Burisma, they're trying to flip it. We now know that the administration was well aware of the conflict of interest. We know that they were well aware of Hunter Biden's involvement. We know government officials repeatedly raised concerns about it. So you've got to ask yourself this one question, even beyond all of those. Why would the Vice President of the United States care so much about a prosecutor in Ukraine? Why would he tie military aid while Russia was invading to the firing of some random prosecutor? Because Joe just has this hobby horse about corruption in Ukraine? I don't think so. He has involvement, I think, in corruption in Ukraine, but it's not about rooting it out. For a long time, Joe Biden pretended not to know anything about Hunter's business dealings. But Hunter, unfortunately for Joe, undercut all of these denials when Hunter admitted in a New Yorker interview that he had spoken about the deals to Joe, and that Joe had actually told him, quote, I hope you know what you're doing. Hunter then admitted this in a TV interview, though if you watch the clip, you can see he quickly realizes that he wasn't supposed to make this admission, so he tried to walk it back. He said, here's what my father said. I mean, we never had a conversation. And then the interviewer says, well, did you have the conversation or you didn't? Well, yeah, it was a little bit, but it wasn't a conversation, that's all. So did Joe know or didn't he? We now know with 100% certainty that Joe did know, thanks to a report from the New York Post, which social media platforms, most notably Twitter, are doing their damnedest to suppress. Just a few weeks ago, the Post published a trove of emails obtained from a computer that Hunter Biden very stupidly abandoned at a repair shop. The emails show a top Burisma executive thanking Hunter Biden for introducing him to his father less than a year before Joe Biden pressured Ukraine to fire the prosecutor that was investigating Burisma. So much for Joe not knowing about the business deals. Joe actually met the crooked business associates involved. Other emails discovered on that laptop suggest that Hunter Biden may have been giving up to half of his payoffs to Joe, and that he took other crooked deals for the fam from China as well. So are the emails legitimate or not? We know the emails are legitimate because the Biden campaign has refused to deny them. That's first of all. Second of all, The documents also contain photos of Hunter Biden in compromising positions, let's say, with crack pipes and strange women. So either the files are legitimate, or the Russian operatives that we're talking about are the most sophisticated photoshoppers on the planet. That was the first denial by the mainstream media. They said these are Russian hackers. Well, that doesn't hold a lot of water either, because the FBI and the Director of National Intelligence have both said that this is not a Russian disinformation effort. These files are legitimate. That takes you through a bit of the scandal. Hunter Biden, from the very beginning, actively working on these crooked deals. Joe knew about it. The Obama administration knew about it. Joe Biden was actively involved in procuring the deals. That we know. That's established. So what's the bottom line? Will any of this affect the election? Some conservatives have focused on the lurid drug and sex photos to attack Hunter. I think this is a mistake. Everyone knows somebody who has dealt with drug addiction, especially these days where there is an opioid crisis. Few people are scandalized by weird stuff these days, too. The photos, frankly, are more sad than shocking. They serve the purpose of authenticating the hard drive. That's fine. But I'm not so sure that conservatives should focus too much on it. The evidence of the corruption is much more damning, but even so, I'm not sure that that will affect the results of the election. We all know that Joe Biden is corrupt. He's been a liar and a crook in public life for nearly 50 years. He had to drop out of the 1988 presidential election because he was caught lying and plagiarizing speeches. In the 1970s, Joe Biden's brother Jim received generous loans from lenders when Joe took a seat on the Senate Banking Committee. Joe was in regular contact with those banks and discouraged them from trying to collect on his brother. In the 90s, a group of trial lawyers who would later go to prison for bribery paid Jim Biden to lobby through his brother on their behalf in Washington. And then the pièce de résistance, during the Obama years, Jim Biden received a $1.5 billion contract for construction in Iraq, despite having no experience in construction or in Iraq. But does any of that matter? We all know Joe is a corrupt politician. We all know that he's a swamp creature par excellence, been in Washington 47 years. I suspect the corruption scandals will probably not affect Joe, in the same way that mean tweets and rumors about porn stars never hurt Donald Trump. Biden's corruption and Trump's reality TV antics are built into the calculation. Likely, this isn't a persuasion election at all. It's all about turnout. Who can bring out the most votes? The only corruption one can fear is who counts those votes in the election.
Wealth is indulging in self-care while investing in something bigger than yourself. Automatic investments based on what you care about with Wealthfront.
Alright, so on the third part, welcome back to more Assassin's Creed Valhalla. I haven't done that in a while. I actually don't want to do it too loud because Clementine is asleep. She just learned how to crawl upstairs today. Kind of terrified, not gonna lie. So it's like, any minute now, she's gonna be sitting next to me with a controller at some point. So, anyway, thank you guys for liking the first two videos. If you want more of this game, just throw that like button. That's the best way to let me know you want more. What I was gonna do is just kind of keep going with this. Each video has been super long, kind of almost like a little hang spot, you know? So, anyways, you guys are awesome. Let's get late night recording session. The way I like it. I prefer to do this when I have no people around me, just kind of take my time. Not have to worry about stopping every 30 minutes to do something. All right, so right now, here's what we're up to. So in this quest, we have a couple of things. We have the Resistance. These are like side missions, I think. This one, since it accesses Chapter 3, I don't know how long this DLC is. I'm going to guess that it's several chapters. But surprisingly, that last part of the last video, I cut out like 30 minutes of me failing because I thought it was painful to watch. So I just shot the last arrow and that's all I showed. I had to sit there for maybe, it felt like 20 to 25 to 30 minutes, somewhere in there. And it was just like, I was sitting there thinking like, I don't think I can continue this game. I have to go like play the main campaign, but I don't want to do that without recording it. So it's like this big debate going on. But anyways, here we are. Headed way over here. Look at the world map really quick. All right, so actually, wait a minute, it's right there. So why am I over here? Hold on. Let's go here. Oh, I have the helmet on, by the way. Just, you can buckle it on and off. I'm gonna take it off here in a minute. When I was messing around, I saw that was a feature and forgot about it. So let me actually remove it. I think all you do is just hide here. I'm good. Nice. All right. I want to see, I'm pretty sure, double check. I want to say that this thing down here is a skill. Wait, that's out. Oh yeah, at any point you can go back to other spots as well. The legend, make sure that is what I think is. This an ability down here. We should probably try to get that. It's on the ground, so I'm going to guess that it's going to stem from over here. The only problem is the wolves in this area are extremely dangerous. I would have to almost just hop down straight in there, but I can't really be stealthy. We have one there, two over there. Is there one below me? What is this? Oh, it's a ladder thing. Not gonna worry about that. Okay, nice. Guessing this is like the proper way to get in here. Is there water down there? Doesn't look like it. Oh no. Well, here it goes. I see rats down there though. Oh dear. It's gonna be a brand new ability we're gonna get. Hey, I didn't set off any alarms. We're good. Oh boy. Arrows. I don't like this. Can't go. Can I go forward? That's weird. It's like I thought I could just push it straight, like towards. No, it won't let you. That's strange. Maybe. Oh, maybe this is the exit. If I had to guess, that's what it is. Okay. Well, on that note, I'm just gonna get out of here and get this later on because I'm not too worried about it. I'm assuming that you enter the area. All right. Go ahead and loop this really quick. All right. Let's just get out of here. Oh, I do want to find the stable thing again so I can change my mounts. It's actually called a mount in this game. I kept calling it a mount thinking it was like a mistake. It actually is that. It even says call mount, so we'll get that ability later on. I have a lot of the other ones I need to get in the main story as well. That's why I only have like a select few. I'm sure if you look at videos of other people that have been playing this game non-stop since it came out, and you look at my stuff, I look like I'm so far behind. Hold on, let me some health real quick. Kind of top off. Wait, I could have sworn. Oh, I have that thing now, where it automatically picks up stuff. I was wondering why the number changed, because I didn't touch anything. That's awesome. All right, let's get going. I've had a lot of fun with this. Thank you guys so much for joining me again. I know that probably kind of weird to. I don't really need that right now. Kind of weird to return to a game I didn't actually finish. Be playing like DLC for it.
Corruption lurks here.
But we'll see. Just like an extra episode. I treat this as like an intermission. Yeah, we'll finish this game. We'll see how long it takes me though. Just straight across right here. I wonder if it's probably just go straight across right here. Is it swimming? Hold on.
Step 1, fire up the BetMGM Sportsbook. Step 2, go with your gut. Step 3, get it. Now, you're betting with the king of sportsbook.
I don't know what I hear, but I felt like I heard thunder just a minute ago. We'll see. So I wonder if each mission is just going to end with me having to assassinate somebody in a special kind of way. Because the first 2 videos so far, that's happened. And I'm completely fine with that. Okay, so this isn't like a restricted area. There's a key below us.
I will gain every match. We know you are crazy. What the one for me, one for
It auto loots. That's so sick. So if I just walk up to something. Oh, this wouldn't be that. Calling all heathens. This game is very bright sometimes.
You're late to the feast.
To her really quick. See, like, oh wait, here's another thing. Agent report, because that's like the Assassin's Creed symbol, you know? Scouted, hold on, what does it say? I really want to read this, so... Careful. Hooded figure. Wait, hold on. I'll look that up later on. I think it's the same letter from earlier. Can't read that. Let's read this one too. Okay.
Longships on the shore, as beautiful as swans.
More like wolves circling for the kill.
True, this is no raid. When we get inside those walls, what happens, Eivor?
You have fought before, bled, killed.
Yes, but there are children in that city. They cannot flee. When the wind is right, I can hear them yelling, playing games.
There need not be a slaughter. You may still persuade the Franks to yield. But I am unsure of the best way.
Tell this to Siegfried.
Tell me what?
We are here. They see our strength. Let them give up their silver, sign the treaties, and we sail home.
To gain fame and wealth this way is good.
Count Otto leads the Franks in Paris, yes?
Aye, he defends the city and draws other nobles to cause.
I can talk to this Odin.
No more talk.
Haimon says it is better to live than to die, that the dead till no fields.
Quote the Allfather at me. I shall burn Paris, with or without you.
You have lost things enough. Would you rule the wasteland?
Go then. Talk Count Odo out of his silver, if you can.
I will at that. Took, where is this Odo?
You might pick up his trail at Poncesera, but go with stealth. That is enemy ground.
And Eivor, this Odo is no willow reed. He does not bend in the wind.
Alright, so first off, it's not the video, it is super bright. To a point where, I don't know, it's like the sun is just hitting it. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Alright, Explorer. Kind of, I was worried about. Okay. Not too far away. Yeah, it's just that bright cutscene. I wonder, like, yeah, you automatically pick up something. That's going to be huge for healing. So one of my biggest things was, like, if I need a heal, I got to go run around and hit triangle several times to collect a bunch of, like, raspberries and stuff. And it's just like, this makes it so much better. Oh, let's go. Hopefully the sun will tone down just a little bit, because I have almost my shades on during that cutscene. I couldn't see anything. It's silly. Alright, we actually have a... I'm gonna go past it and get the synchronization point, just in case we gotta go back there. Sometimes you finish a mission and it puts you back where you gotta go and, like, return there. But this might make it a little bit easier. I would like to... Well, this is, hold on, this is going around it.
This must be the fort Toka mentioned. I need clues to Odo's whereabouts.
So this is going to be a restricted area. So can I just avoid it? There's a synchronization up there, so I'll get that, but seems like a lot of enemies here. I'll just go to the other side. It seems, honestly, like to just be the easiest thing here. Hold on, let's see. My goal is to not have to fight anybody. So by saying that, what's going to most likely happen is I'm going to have to fight every single person here. Hand-to-hand combat. No, I'm kidding. There we go. I'm actually curious, like, whenever I see games like this made, I mean, there's not a lot like this, I feel like, especially a Viking game, but Assassin's Creed in general, it's just like, what the...
You never told me Grandpa wanted a Purple Heart.
We have to show this to Mom. I know. She ran the
huge, like, staple in, like, single-player games. I just wonder, like, what's gonna happen with the new thing they're trying to bring, like the games as a service type setup. Is it okay to do this? Use lips. Pretty cool. There's an oak right there, really. Which is an odd thing to have. Yeah, I bought a different mount, but I need to go back to the main thing and, okay, I'm assuming, yeah, that's the spot right there. Let me just, honestly, going down this ladder right here seems to be the way. Oh, it's in there, mind.
Nobody knows when he's coming back.
Face is a count. Let's get this fence. If anyone gets have you so little faith in God and Odo?
Oh no.
Watch with you.
I'm gonna try to assassinate as many people as I can here. You know, after the last video, I'm not even gonna front, I went on YouTube and started looking up like XP farms because I was really worried. I was like, I really want to. It'd be nice to finish something like this. You know, return to this game, get something cool done like that, and then just kind of go from there. But you just never know. Oh, why is it so loud? Well, it's the same thing last time. I can actually move it though. Read this. All right, rations order. If you guys need to, I guess prefer to pause it if you need to read all that. I do a lot of reading. When I'm waiting for videos to get done sometimes, I literally just like, I watch cutscenes again, I do all kinds of stuff. I can break this, but there's rats there. think. Can't break this up. This side looks breakable. Okay. This is gonna be bad. Can't see anything. Hold on, let me back up. Now, I'm assuming we need to take this as like a puzzle. Well, hold on, let me push it forward a little bit more. And push it to the thing. No, it stops there, okay. Never mind then. It smells like I just did a circle for no reason. Let's try something. Alright, they're going in there, nice. It's a funny thing. Am I stuck? What's going on here? I feel like I guess I can collect some more food now. Top off on health. I'll go out this outside. Doesn't seem like there's any point to this. You know? Are these two guys here? Curious if you guys have been playing this summer, you know? Or been playing anything. It's like a lot of people are just kind of either taking a break from gaming or just doing their own thing. Like, I don't know. Like, some people just have, like, games they just like to play. Like, I've personally been playing a lot of, like, I used to like Destiny 2 and stuff, but kind of slowed down on that. And so, like, now maybe I'd probably play, like, Resident Evil Village a lot. It's kind of weird to replay that, like, over and over, but I'm so many playthroughs in right now. Alright, so I feel like I'm wasting a lot of time. We know where the thing is. It's over here. I guess if I can just take out these two guys here, I will be probably set up. But I can't. That's the only thing about being under level. I can't take them out because I know I'm too low level. So I wonder if it'd be like a double assassination. It's far away, so I think we're okay. I say that, but I'm guessing we need the key from the other part. Let's see. Yep, gotta find the key. The key is down here, of course it is. Oh boy. It's just the one guy that has it, so maybe, well, just use this and interact with it. Oh no. Yo, what a oh my god, look how much fire was from that. That's literally insane. And the enemies in this game are rad. This is the guy that throws it. Yeah, this is the guy that was giving me fits last time. Wait, did he kill himself? Oh, he did. Got him. Ooh.
Norman wants the daughter. That's what we know about him in the first film. And he did a horrible, despicable thing to try and get a new daughter. Now let me see what I see. At the beginning of this story, he does have a family again.
Did I get my white hair from my mom? Was she beautiful?
She was smart, like you.
All that matters in this life is this little girl.
He trains her to make sure she's capable if a threat comes.
Sam, the gun is in my hand.
Obviously, the threats do come.
Remember, the guy's blind, but he's still dangerous.
It makes for a very interesting and unpredictable story where no one is a good guy.
It's not me you need to be scared of, little girl. The man standing next to you.
There's twists and turns.
He's gonna come for me.
We wanted to make sure no one could guess where this story's going.
Now, I don't know who he is, but I know who's done.
Grade 2, now playing exclusively in theaters.
It seems like, honestly, even though it's kind of weird, I'm having a lot of success with it. And I'm all for it, man.
Yeah, that's probably why I'm painting a picture of Akira.
Go ahead and collect that. Yeah, that's perfect. It just automatically grabs anything around me. I don't know if it's a new thing or what, but I'm just happy I got it. That's a really nice passive trait. Not really a passive trait, but This is a trait in general to just have, because it saves so much clicking. If you miss something, well, if you miss something, you know what? Let's go. Oh, but much too slow. Wait, what? How did he like instantly die? I don't understand that at all. Oh no. Leave me alone, please. This big guy is gonna be a problem.
Wait a minute.
Let's go, baby! Yes! Alright, we're good. Hey, we get the key. They didn't have to touch anything. Alright. Right here. I don't need any of those stuff. Farming minerals, materials, all that stuff, I'm not really worried about it. Alright, we go back to the door now. Should be good. That was clean. Proud of myself. That would could have been a whole lot worse. There we go.
What's this?
You gotta loot sometimes. It's like making me do it now, but read this.
This manor, the one with red flowers.
Let's go ahead and collect this main loot. The only problem with getting loot in this game is it doesn't really seem to matter. And that the thing we read basically was like the princess is in a different castle or whatever. You know, so we gotta now go down here. Well, there's a raid we could do, which I don't know if I would recommend doing it right now. So, let's go. I'm trying to think. Like, I guess just let's just go on foot or by horse, whatever, or wolf. This is an odd thing. Wolf's that actual big, you know. All right, what does this interact? Avenge. Who? Mr. Marble Man. Don't know you. Interesting. It's like maybe somebody out there. Because my friends on PlayStation was pretty small. I removed a lot of people. It's because I didn't want. I had so many people added. I don't even play with. I'm like, wait a minute, what's going on here? But I'm mostly on PC now. I think what I'm gonna do for the future is any FPS game gotta be on mouse and keyboard. Any game like this, adventure, action, whatever, third person, I feel like a Days Gone 2 or Last of Us is gonna be on console, obviously. It's probably gonna be exclusive anyways. Alright, let's go over here and get this synchronization. Hope you guys like the long format of videos. As I'm recording this, I'm thinking about like how long it's gonna take to process, because the first two videos, over an hour each, took a very long time.
Only gentle if they spot me. Now to find out who I should wear a disguise in this place.
Alright, we got the disc we got the ties going. Nice. Paris. Well, there's a spot right there. I want to get the. Is there a key below me?
Those men broke my house. They killed my son.
Oh, stranger. Pardon me, my lady, but I seek an audience with Count Odo. I see. But my husband is busy recruiting nobles to aid in the coming war. Good lady, I do wish to pledge my blade to defend Paris from the heathen hordes.
I see. And are you one of our Canadian allies from the Valbert fringes of the kingdom?
Yes, I have journeyed a great many days along the coast, down the river.
And do you have a signed and sealed writ of audience? Without a proper writ, I simply cannot allow you inside. We must be wary of assassins, you know.
Oh, the scroll. I left it in my saddlebag. I told it. I need one of those noble writs to meet with Odo. One of the guests might have one.
I still got treasures around here like it's a raid type thing. Alright, so he is speaking to guests somewhere inside. Diplomatic. Ritz, did I say? Required to enter, okay. I was gonna say right, but...
He's gone mad. He's
Greetings, friends. What is the trouble?
One of Odo's guests has got 50 drunk and locked himself in the wine cellar. Shameful.
Was he invited here to help defend Paris?
Perhaps, but what sort of help can such a lout provide? I am dubious, I tell you.
That drunk alone might have one of those threats I need to meet Dodo.
Believe it. One of our nobles scouring like a stable head?
You want to make every game interesting? Step 1, hope the BetMGM Sportsbook. Step 2, put some skin in the game. And step 3, showtime. That's the K, RBIs, and the TKO. Now you're in the ring with King Sportsbook. You know what to do.
Come on! Oh, help me burst down this door!
Let me.
Yes!
Interesting. That's usually only available during a raid.
Show your kindness and help. Look, nothing to fear. I will carry Lord Clovis outside for some fresh air.
Alright, so we just put him down.
This trunk has some paper in his pocket. Looks like the writ I need to meet with Count Odo.
That's what we need, so we're good. Alright. Now I can go over here.
I have returned with the writ, permitting me to speak to Count Odo. Excellent. You may enter. And we do appreciate your efforts on our behalf.
Oh, wait.
I need to find Count Odo.
I'm assuming blend in. Just gonna hang out for a second, maybe. Let people walk past, you know, get a feel for the area. I like how they all like walk up to me and they want to talk. Why am I crushing? I just want to read. Okay. Speaking of guests, I mean, I'm guessing there'll be an icon if, I mean, there's a bunch of people around the area, so. Wait, I can't go in there, can I? Door's locked, yeah. Ooh, hold on. Wait, oh, there's a key above me. Wait a minute. Door's barred, okay. Going up top. Is it restricted up here?
Not getting in this way.
Odo has trusted me and me alone with the key to his study. How did such an
Oh my God.
come to be? Because, dear Lothar, I gifted him with rare
That's a big guy. Oh my goodness.
from as far away as Greece. Servant, bring more wine. I shall see to our wine, dear Lothar. Farewell.
That's the key right there. What happens if I still and just like, if I'm gonna like get him to stop first, cause we got. They're all looking at me. I mean, I'm blending in now. Oh no. I think I should walk out of here first. Just wait a minute. Let it cool down. And then go back in. I'm just going to hang out for a second. You know what? I feel like I did everything right, but it's almost as if I wasn't even supposed to get near him. But it's a house, am I supposed to steal it, you know? I'm guessing it's just like one of those things. Maybe it's cooled off by now. We'll see. Look at that, they've already forgotten. Love it. I like how that's all I had to do. Walk away and come right back inside. It's like nobody bats an eye. Oh, hold on, let me slow roll this one. First 3 paragraphs. What should I do? Your former student, Calvin Paris, okay? He's in his guarded room. Well, hopefully it's not too heavily guarded. I kind of need to get there.
And with Yamamoto leading us, we shall drive these heathen devils back to the abyssal sea.
As you say, my lord, but these Northmen are mortal, not demons. They want land and plunder.
True. The Northmen are fierce, and the king is slow to defend us. Yet every one of you swore an oath, before God, to defend this realm. We will overcome this evil, as we always have. I cannot compel you to do your duty. Your hearts must guide you. How's that? Kindly show our guests that. Well, say what you wish to say. It's all right.
You saw me enter. Fair enough. But how do you know me?
My scouts speak of a famed warrior with the raven. Do you think it's true?
I did not expect such courtesy.
Mulled wine, what we call vin chaud. Properly spiced, seasoned, and served with fruit. My one vice.
Wine grapes do not grow in the north. We drink mead.
Mead. If you risk much to see me, I respect that. But why? You have land in England, no?
I have no wish to sell my people in Francia.
Then how much coin will satisfy you at last? 100 deniers? 1,000? And after you, who's next? Right now, and your sons came here years ago. We bought them off for silver. And they found Paris anyway.
I do not want silver. I want England free of Frankish meddling. We're not a part of your kingdom.
And I would like our kingdom free of Norse meddling, as you call it. But, for argument's sake, what are your terms?
As I said, Charles leaves England alone. Second, he embraces Siegfried as an ally. And finally, he lets Siegfried's thanes keep their lands in the north.
Who are the men of my father's lands? You shall never claim my birthright! Your army will never take Paris. And you will never have peace. Not here, and not in England. My man will escort you out. But next we meet, we shall leave you on the field of battle. Farewell.
I must return to camp and tell the others what Odo said.
It's kind of I thought something else was going to happen when we got there, but it's kind of nice that that's what took place. All right, did I get the point here? Not synchronized. Yeah, let me get that really quick. Where is it at? Oh, it's up here. Oh, it's up there. 100% it's up there. Well, at this point, I'm not really worried about. Oh, that stealth attack does no damage. Look at this. Perks of being under level. Yeah, it does. It's like half. It popped up. All right, so we got everything we need. Our rations are full. All right, let's get this because it's got to come back here, which we probably will. My biggest worry is getting to a point right now where I can't legitimately beat something because I'm too low level, you know? But so far, so good. I'm just pretty hyped that I was able to get this early and I'm able to like prepare this stuff. And I normally wouldn't do like hour-plus videos back to back to back, but I don't know. This game, I feel like if any game warrants it, it's this one. All right, here we go. We got it. Get that XP, baby. That's what we need. I'm actually curious how you guys watching this video, by the way. Like, do you sit at your computer? I doubt most people even do that now. I personally do. But, so wealth is all around. I'm not going to worry about that. So we're headed back to this spot, which there's an anchor fast travel somewhere in there. So we can actually fast travel there, and then that'll put us at the anchor spot where you put like a little ship or whatever. I watch a lot of stuff on my phone. I actually, surprisingly, I listen to a lot of YouTube videos, like podcasts and stuff, and I put in like earbuds or whatever, and just do it that way. Sometimes I don't even watch a video. I'll just kind of listen to it, which is probably odd, but I guess it depends on what type of stuff you're watching. I've had people tell me before that they do that with my videos.
You arrived in time to drink. What do you take?
Wine. Much wine. It was a long journey.
The hero of Ravensthorpe, the Scards call this one. Gifted at war and at words, they say. But I see no treasure. Where is all those silver? Have you kept it all for yourself?
It went as you said. Man is no reed. It will not bend, will not yield.
Franks love to talk, but their words are as empty as the wind.
I'm gonna say who is the wind and who is the reed.
That fierce wind can snap a tree, even one as strong as...
With the tank, we can look again, see the people we miss, and the things we missed about them. You think you want answers? We don't. Where is he? Hugh Jackman, Reminiscence, in theaters and on HBO Max August 20th.
Dodo. It's Charles Wind. He can break like a reed.
Now, 2 things we must do to carry this siege. First, we shall take some ground for Catullus.
I will help with this. Somewhere near Paris, I guess. But is it guarded?
The Franks lack the men to hold the whole city. Only the walled island, the Ile de la Cité. Still, go with care.
Good. And the second thing?
Find a flaw in their defenses. A place where our warriors can breach their walls. Or a way for our ships to encircle the island. Some weakness we can exploit.
Agreed. How?
Might be that I know a way. It carries risk.
Speak, Toga.
In the slums south of the walls, there is a smuggler, a woman.
A Breton lover.
She's not my lover, just a campfire fling. But if anyone knows the city's weak points, she does. I would go myself, but Nolwenn, she...
They quarreled. The smuggler stole Toka's necklace before she stole her heart. Now Toka misses her necklace.
I will talk to the smuggler and find a weakness in the Franks' defenses. You have my word.
Good. All is settled then.
No, Uncle, there is another thing. Odo will not see reason, but Charles might. We should speak to him again.
You wish for more talking?
We should speak to the Fat King. Gain a truce.
What? He tried to kill me. Why talk to him again?
Those stone walls will not yield, not without a bloody fight. He may give us silver without half our clan dying on those walls.
Rastok is right. Charles may still yield.
Go, niece. Talk to every king and bishop in the land. Just like Eivor the Talker. It matters not, but soon comes the end of talk.
empires will clash and the city will burn. Be ready to fight that day.
My word once given is never broken. I'll fight at your side, Siegfried. Never doubt.
Enough. Friends, uncle. We are of one heart here. I will seek the king at the Ever Fox, a tavern on the north bank. Pierre says he carouses there.
Tokay's a good thing. Someday she might stand in front of an army like you, Siegfried.
I hope so. But for now, she stands with me. Meet me at the bell tower, Eivor, when you're ready to fight some Franks. Instead of talk them.
What do you laugh at, Frank?
They say you stink of crow shit here. But you smell like Frankish peace wine to me.
I need to lay the groundwork for the siege. What to do first?
Alright, honor enemies completed. Please give me some good XP for that. Please. Alright, it says open up for the Siege of Paris, open up quest log menu. Okay. What's groundwork? Wait a minute. Chapter 3. Okay, those are all chapters. So it's. Oh, wait. Wait. Mr. Marble Man. Oh, that's how you can track down people that have. Okay. My thing is, how did somebody. I'm playing this, like. So I'm currently playing this. Well, I guess it's right around launch, so I guess it doesn't really matter. Somebody else may have early access as well. Meet with Siegfried. Let's see. Unless, is there something close by me that I need to do?
This is my work, but people have the silliest requests these days.
Gather quest. Oh, okay. I got 409 opal? What did I get on that?
Come back.
Hold on, let me. Okay, so this is the area. I can actually change my mount now. Let's use these skill points. Got 2. Explosive corpse. I saw that one before. Light shield. Ability damage, there was. Then range damage or. I feel like. Let's. You know what? What does this one do? Yo, does that? Oh, that's so sick. I have to get that. What's the way to get there? I guess through here. That, and then I'm guessing that branches over there. We'll see. That looks awesome. So wait, there's a quest right next to me. Let's see. Is this it? Let me look at the map. Whatever this one is, should pop up what it is. I guess not. Okay. Well, I'm pretty sure it's talking to this person. Ooh, Drake. I'm not going to do that right now. Alright, so I'm going to just stick to... Yeah, I'm just going to stick to, like, the main critical path right now. Alright, so we got a couple options. We got 3 different missions we can choose from. I'm going to do this one first. See where it's at. Probably going to ask me to go, like, across the pond a little bit. There we go. I like how it lights up at night, all the different things. Alright, it's right down here. Looks like we can hop down right here. Interact with them and then keep it moving.
Bell tower. He needs to scout some ground for his catapults.
Wait, is the person... Oh, they're up there. Hold on. That's funny. Like I said, just trust out there with something climbing buildings in front of people, Brad. We got this. really was hoping to do like an assassination type mission again. We had just something kind of like it. Obviously, we didn't assassinate, but it was like one where you gotta steal the key and stuff like that.
There, that workshop, the perfect place for our catapults.
An army of wooden giants to bring down the walls. Those Franks, what are they doing?
Ah, they slay another of their own today.
What?
Who can say? If a man prays the wrong god, sleeps with the wrong woman, follows the wrong king, by Frankish law, that man dies.
Among the Saxons, it is much the same.
Aye, but the Saxons of Kingdom, they are divided, and they fight both us and the Celts. These Franks, though, united under a great king.
It would be like unleashing Fenrir the Wolf upon the world.
We are God's priests, and we are good. But if thou do that which is evil, fear, for we beareth not the sword in vain.
Who are those two? I've seen that warrior priest with Count Odo before.
Gosselin and Ebels, warriors and brothers. One leads the priests of past, the other the Frankish armies.
For we are God's priests, avengers to execute wrath upon him that doeth evil. Wherefore ye must...
Brother, you talk too much!
Oh my!
Let us go take that workshop now.
Quite a show they put on. We'll have to fight those Franks soon.
True, but there is not that day. My men are ready. Come, let's take some ground for the catapults.
I would never give my warriors a shameful death like that.
Nor would I. But I have met rotten rulers in many lands.
True, Siegfried. Franks are monopoly in wickedness.
Almost there. Now, let us travel light and stick to rooftops.
I put my control down sometimes during cutscenes because I like to sit back and watch it, and then I have to like find my controller. It's like, wait a minute. That's why I'm standing still sometimes when I'm waiting.
Siegfried Skullbreaker is here. Come, man. We shall take his workshop and make it our own. We scouted the place. They keep watch, but not well. And the sight lines. A perfect place for our catapults to hurl stones upon that cursed tower.
Siegfried's a big guy, man. Look why he's walking.
I never took you for a rooftop runner, Siegfried.
I am no goat-footed climber like you, but I hold my own on cliffs and walls.
Our boy Fred over here. Come on, Fred, what you doing? The AI doesn't know what it wants to do. Alright, so one thing about every like Assassin's Creed game has like the same engine, it feels like. It's always funny. The AI is like pretty bad most of the time.
Vengeance or death!
This is probably gonna be like a siege, I'm guessing. Not a siege, but a siege of Paris, Fred. We got this. Am I going the right way? Oh yeah, we are. Laying down some fire. Alright. Eradicate Frankish soldiers, okay. Watch him only go for me. Where you go? I love that.
You're going down!
I feel like low key I'm not gonna do much. Oh yes.
Lead you!
Dude, like I said, you don't mean it's just a an area that's just I shouldn't be in at all. There we go. The game's a little bit laggy right now. One thing I've noticed since I last played this game versus now, I don't know what it is. And maybe it's just this area, but I'm seeing a lot of like screen. Let's say screen tears. That's a strong word.
Yeah. Alright.
about that in the first place. But like, I guess like the game just fills. Oh, it's one of those guys. Hold on, I gotta find where he's at. It's gonna be a problem the whole time. Not careful. It's gotta be this guy or somebody. Oh, it's this guy. Here he is. Oh, I saw this fire arrow. Hit him in the back. Remember the bag catches on fire? And yeah, it's a wrap. Could be wrong. I'm not going anywhere near them. I like how the guy, like, purposely, I'm guessing those glow spots like the weak points. I'm just gonna wait right here. I will not go down there if I don't have to. A lot of XP though. I'll take that. I got 7 arrows left. Let's see. Alright, nice. We get some more of these arrows and then be good to go. I almost died just then. You don't see that. Who is shooting at me? Oh, it's this guy down here. Let's go, babe. Yo, I'm so pumped right now for like all the games coming out soon. Like, Far Cry 6, Dying Light 2, the new Call of Duty, just so much good stuff. Now, the Zimot has not been announced yet. I don't know if that even is going to be, but I'm expecting there to be one since it's like a cash machine for them. I'll get down there and help you, buddy, but I guess I could do this. Push on! Save the workshop! Wait, is it not? There we go.
You want to make every game interesting? Step 1, open the BetMGM Sportsbook. Step 2, put some skin in the game. And step 3, shut up.
Didn't really do anything. I wonder if I could also do this to help. Or would they not come up with this actual mission? Don't mind me, just cheesing my way to victory. Normally I get down there and just start. Oh my god, I'm gonna die! You will be friends. There you go! I'm so scared to get hit by this guy once. Oh my god. I should have died right there. I got extremely lucky. Let me grab some of this. There we go. And a game just feels, it's like it feels just like wavy or something. I don't know how to describe it. I'm not really good at describing something like that. It just feels like, let's say choppy, but you see like the lines are from. It's gotta be the game. Maybe it's a setting I have. I have like motion blur and all that stuff off. Oh, my rations are full. Ooh. Oh my god, get away from me. Where did this guy come from? Keep your guard up! Stop! Good. That's Clem's favorite thing to do is stomp, stomp, stomp. Every morning. Bright and early. Another one of those guys is there. Okay, let me get back up top. We're supposed to just take everyone out. Yeah, game just feels, I think it's just buggy or something, I don't know. Or maybe, you know what? Okay, yeah, it's showing up on the Elgato and stuff. I don't know. I thought it might just be like my monitor or something like that, but I guess I didn't really know. That is the last guy. I don't see anybody else. So I'm just gonna just see what I can do here. Help speed this process up, maybe. Like, oh, it's like a stealth attack option. Then it went away immediately. Okay, there's somebody behind me. And it's like, either above me or what, but every time I look down right here, strike a fool! Okay, that guy's getting a lot of damage taken anyways. Really? Got him. Alright, we're done. Oh, that's... That ain't cool. Hold on. What do we have left? That's the guy. The backpack is gonna burn up. What is it? Hold on, what's the button for that? I'm trying to like crouch it. I guess if you hold down. Got him. Let's go, baby. Easy peasy.
Great victory. The gods smiled upon this day.
Indeed. This gives us another place where our catapults can smash down their walls. Eivor, know you the fate of Vidar Odinson?
The god of vengeance who fights beside his father in the battle at the end of days.
Yes. Vidar avenges him. Vidar twists the great war's neck with his bare hands, then stabs the beast through the belly.
So say the Munir.
Days like today, I walk in the shoes of Vidar, avenging my brother. Other days, there is nothing. We'll bring the walls down on Odo's head, and I will avenge my brother.
It is good. We shall meet back in camp when all is ready, Siegfried.
Toka said King Charles carouses at this tavern. Strange to drink and make merry at the eve of war.
Alright, 2 skill points. Alright, so that was a whole mission too. Royal Fox Hunt. It's gonna branch off into that. What is... Oh, it's right here. We're already next to the next thing, so we'll just go ahead and do that. Alright, 117. Getting close to 120, man. Really am. Please open up. Okay, there's another branch there. I really want this ability, because it just seems like the weapon I have is poisonous. So this will be perfect, right? Run down there, get a kill in the middle of a crowd. If it gets poisoned, and then I just run away and hide. Which, you know, way to play the game, I guess. it's like, well, all right then. All right, over here. Nice. All right, so we're almost now, I don't know after editing what this is going to be, but I'll do one more mission, then stop the video. It's right here.
That fat king. What other king could I mean? They say he sleeps here.
He slept here, he ate here, he drank here, and he left here. Where he went after that, who am I to say?
No luck finding the king.
Eivor! No luck. Finding such a large, famous man should be easy, but not for me.
Come, let us drink. Who are these strange folk?
Fools with no shame and no honor. Players who perform for the king.
One of these fools may lead us to that great fool, the king.
Don't bother. It's like talking to drunks or goats, or drunken goats. Eivor, I should thank you.
For what?
For backing me against Siegfried. He will not talk to the Franks, but we should still try, yes?
Yes. He
can do this thing with or without him.
But I failed. Nobody here will tell me not to find the king. What should I do?
A wise shield warrior must know both swords and words. What should learn?
Alright, explore the tavern for clues, okay? Let's talk to this first person.
Watch and learn, you say.
Oh, it's her, never mind.
Not so easy to find the king, is it?
I looked up, I was like, wait a minute, that character looks familiar, what's going on here? Read this. Wanted. Rat King. Okay, straight to Rat King. Somebody that can control the rats would be kind of crazy right now. The tavern, I mean, there's not much to it. Well, up here, maybe. Just... Does this count as a tavern? Hold on. Probably inside a window or... Yeah, here we go. Let's try this. This isn't... Hold on, am I missing something? That blocks the window, though.
You there, acting strange. Where is your king? As mute as the dead. No matter.
That's it? That's all you got for me. This is a mime or whatever. Okay, let's hop down here. We're locked. What's... Find the key. Oh no. Where's the key at? Let me scan one more time to see. Oh, there, oh, it's down. Wait, is that the key? It's gotta be it, right? This is so far away, it can't be the same key, is it? It might be, I don't know. Yo, what in the world? There's no way that's the key. I mean, it could be, I don't know. I don't feel like it is. Oh my god, please leave me alone. Really? I'm gonna die here, 100%. I'm trying to get back to this objective. There's no way they put the key that far away, I feel like. Doesn't make sense. Alright, this ladder. Let's see what happens. Get back up here safely. Don't mind me, buddy. Game like lag hard right there. Did you see that? Alright. I don't know what to do. It's like I need to go through... No shot. They all came over here, really? Is there a window? It's closed. Hold on. The other side of this building. I don't know. It doesn't help the fact that, like, okay, there's the key up there. Oh, there's another person behind me. Wait, what's going on? Oh my god. I'm trying to be stealthy. Oh, look at the speed. I'm out of here, yo. Oh my god. I'm gonna have to wait. Okay, the key is up top. I just... Why did it not... It didn't show up originally. Don't worry about it. It'll be alright. Let's go this way. It's like no spot right there. There we go. Okay, let me skip one more time. Okay, it's right on this floor. Wait, can I go up? What in the world? Okay, there we go. It's been a weird little mission because it's like I just want to. We can't go through there. How do we get the key? Gotta be some way, right? That cat just chilling. That's strange. There we go. Good they had to be awake. Right now we can break this door. That should take us to the other room down here now. Easy peasy. Let's go. All right, Royal Theater invite. Play Dove, The Measure of a King. The King's players. All right.
Charles, I have found your hiding spot.
Hey, let's go. Hey, Opal, let's get it. Let's back to speak to her really quick, and then we can probably leave this area. Those guards got me nervous. They're everywhere.
Found what I need. Charles enjoys the theater in Amiens.
Good. Let us go.
No, he may lash out if he meets one of Siegfried's clan. Best I go alone.
As you wish. But meet me here when you are done and tell me what he said.
How far away is that? Oh, it's way over here. Oh, wow. Okay. That'll be something. Now that we've kind of got this mission started, I'll probably finish it when I come back. I have a feeling, this is just a hunch, that when we get there, it's going to be one of those things that has, like, maybe where we got to assassinate somebody and it's going to take us all out or whatever. It's going to, like, take us to where we got to, like, do, like, a little mini detective type thing. I'm going to first go get the synchronization point, then I'll stop. That way it'll kind of be like a little safe spot for us go back next time. If you guys like more, I'm kind of basing these off video to video. Kind of see well it does. I don't expect this thing to like blow up some stuff. It's just basically, you know, most games when they have an add-on, it's a whole separate thing. While this is, it's still embedded in this game. It's like all one giant world. So it's cool how they implemented it, but it's not detached from the rest of it. It's almost like it's connected in a way, which is fine. I don't mind that at all. But it's like, if you look at like Watch Dogs Legion Bloodline, for instance, Aiden Pierce story. Wait, hang on.
Siegfried the Slayer and his heathen horde marshals against Albany.
Oh my God, it's restricted.
Loyal warriors gather and hear the last day.
I didn't mean to do that. I was honestly just trying to get up here, but we kind of started the mission now. Fine.
You want to make every game interesting? Step 1, open the BetMGM Sportsbook. Step 2, put some skin in the game. And step 3, showtime.
Hate the Charles event. All right, I don't like this. Oh my God.
I trust you.
That's so sick. Knocked them off the roof.
No!
See ya. Another opal. They put opals all over this DLC. You know? Kind of crazy. All I want to do is just synchronize. Let's go up this side, I guess. I was actually about to stop, but I feel like I should go down there and at least encounter Charles the Fat, but I'm also worried it's like it's going to start a whole brand new thing. I'll go down there and interact, and then that'll be it. That'd be funny. I feel like, man, it's going to put me in like a situation where I'm going to be stuck here for like another half hour. I don't want the video to be too long. My goal is just like an hour each time, but alright. Let's go ahead and see what happens, I guess. Unless there's a bunch of enemies. I mean, can I not? Well, I mean, like, there's no assassination option. Maybe I'm too high up. It's my assumption. So let's go. And I like that sometimes you kind of get like a, it'll automatically get like food off of them sometimes now, which is kind of odd. Oh boy.
The greatness of a king.
By his height, by his weight, by the length of his...
No! Do not measure our royal majesty by the size of his... anything! Instead,
Looks like backstage. Maybe Charles lurks.
Oh, daughter of Babylon, who ought to be destroyed. These shall ye be, that thinks they leadeth one. What? What does he do to the little ones? He dashes them against the stones. No, 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 no. It is only the heathen, led astray by Lucifer, but mortal all the same.
Charles, I heard two voices. Who else is back here?
No one but me and this weak creature of flesh. Forgive me.
Talking to that which does not exist opens the door for something that does. This I know.
Let me assure you, my demon exists. As does my God. Kill me. Make me a martyr king.
I should slay you where you stand for the trick you played on me and the Queen.
That will not get you what you want, huh? Peace and a free hand in England, correct?
Only you can save Paris. What we do does not matter. I'm gonna say only you.
Odo won't see reason. Siegfried wishes to burn the city down. It's you can save Paris.
If the world was so simple, bread would grow on trees. Odo is a great man with greater ambitions. All of my nobles make demands of me. So does the Pope, and the Greeks, the Slavs, the Saxons, the Saracens. And you, huh? You Northmen. Demand land and hostage tribute. Sometimes the best move is not to move at all.
You will let your enemies slaughter one another.
I will let my enemy paint God's green earth red with infidel blood. But pious Charles prays only for peace.
Is there nothing you want?
Yes. By now you know I care not a whit for my barren wasteland of a wife.
But your son, Bernard.
My only heir. Bring me the prince unharmed, and I will consider the merits of your offer. Else be gone.
You want him brought to a dingy theater where you talk to yourself in the dark.
No. Present my son to me on the field of battle, before all my men and vassals.
Why then? Why wait?
The nobles need to see me getting something from you, Northerners. Now, until that day dawns, there is the toll.
Nice way to end the video, I think. Alright, supposed to return to her. I think I'll just do that now, and then, yeah, because it's right over here.